What is it like being a Jamaican in Oman? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, founder of Jamaicans.com, and today in Jamaicans to the World, I talk to Michael Yee Sing, a Jamaican living in Oman. Welcome, Michael. How are you?
Thank you, Xavier. I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. It's actually afternoon here now.
Good.
It's something to five. It's for 4:42 in the afternoon. I know in Jamaica it is after 8 in the morning now.
Yes,
We're,
yes.
we're 9 hours ahead of Jamaica, so it's sort of weird sometimes.
Well, good, good. So, which part of Jamaica you come from?
We come from Spanish Town, man. Very famous Spanish town. Everybody afraid of Spanish Town, but I've lived there all my life before I left and came to overseas. You
Okay,
know, but
nice.
I,
I,
I've had
I,
good and bad experiences, but it's good mostly.
my mom used to work in Spanish Town, near the square there. She worked with Jamal as an area officer. So I have
Oh,
some fun memories of Spanish
yes, a
Town.
long time ago, Jamal Building
Yeah.
near the archives there. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Some fun memories of that place. And, there's so much potential with Spanish Town, with those historic buildings and so forth. But
Uh,
that
can see
we
where
leave
it
that for another conversation. This is about your story.
definitely.
Uh, which high school in Jamaica are you representing?
Uh, San Diego, #1.
Cheer up champs all the time, right?
Top boys and girls school, top co-ed school in Jamaica.
All right. Big up San Diego. So tell us your story. How did you get to Oman?
Okay. I was vice principal at San Diego High School for 9 years. And I was invited to go to the United States on our work program, and I took it up. I was with the EPI program, and I went to the United States. I went to North Carolina, Fayetteville to be specific. I didn't enjoy it, I must admit. The principal himself was not a very nice guy. He's a guy who says, "Do it my way or there, because there's no other way." And he was really hard. And I'm new to the whole scene, the American scene, which is very different. The students are very different. The way of thinking and reasoning is very different, and I didn't enjoy it quite a bit. And so I told my friend who was living at that time, he was living in El Salvador, and I told him I didn't enjoy it. He found out about an opening here in Oman because he was here before and he made friends here. He was in the same Muscat city, and he had friends here, Jamaican friends, as a matter of fact. And he told me about. He said, "Mikey, send your resume immediately to the school." So that I did, and the principal called me. He interviewed with me, and then he said they'll get back to me in about 2 weeks. After a week and a half, I didn't hear it from them. So I called my friend. I said, "Hey, I haven't heard from these guys." And he said, "Well, it doesn't seem we're going to get it through now." I said, "Okay, fine." In 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks, the director called me and we had a conversation, and that was it. It
Nice.
was so smooth, only God. Only God. The transition was so smooth. I mean, there was no itch, there was no problems. So, when I tell people I'm in Oman, 95% of Jamaicans don't know, don't even know there's a country called Oman, you know? And they say, "Oman, where is that?" I said, "The Middle East." It's where? I said, "It's right beside Saudi Arabia." I did that specifically. It's beside Saudi Arabia. They said, like, "Oh my God, you're not scared?" I said, "Scared of what?" The bombings and shootings and stuff like that. I said, "Okay." It is 3.5 hours drive from Dubai. They said, "Oh, okay. Oh, okay." Yeah, because Dubai is the New York City of the Middle East, right?
Yes.
So once you
Yes.
say Dubai, there's a password for like fun and joy and happiness and the best things in life. So
So,
once I say
uh,
that,
so how
no,
many times have you been back and forth to Dubai?
twice. I've been there
Okay.
twice.
Okay.
I've been to the Burj Khalifa. I didn't go up all 119 stories. I didn't go up, as a matter of fact. It's quite a bit of money to actually go up the building to sightsee. I haven't been there as
Nice.
yet. I've been up there, but I've been under the building, and it's breathtaking. The whole marina is just breathtaking to see the whole area. Dubai is bigger, better, the best. They go to New York, they go to Japan, they go to China, they see what they have there, and they come back to Dubai and say, we are going to build it bigger, better. That's basically what they do. So I've been there a couple of times. I have a friend that lives in Abu Dhabi. So
haven't been there yet, hoping to visit at some point in time.
It's very expensive though. It's very expensive to live in Dubai. I would not live in Dubai, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
May visit, but not to live.
So we're going to jump back to Oman.
Yeah.
Tell us about the people. What are the people like?
Very respectful. Oman. 50 years ago, Oman was a fishing village. Believe it or not, the Muscat was a fishing village. I heard that in 1970 there was one paved road in Muscat. And I wish I could show you just outside my window I'm looking at right now. There are so many roads it boggles the mind, because there's a king called the Sultan. They call him the king, Sultan here, Sultan Qaboos. And for 50 years he ruled this country until he died 2 years ago. He died at the beginning, right before the pandemic hit the world. He died, and he built this city into a very modern city. The only thing that they don't build nothing over 7 stories because they want to keep that very unique look of the city. So there's no building more than 7 stories tall. Wow. And everything is cream or white. Every building is either cream or white. They're hard in other colors, cream, white, and beige,
Right.
But the people, he engendered in the people this culture of humility and courtesy, honesty, so they are the most humble of all the Middle East countries. They're so humble, they're courteous. I'm not saying anything, I'm sure there are other things that we don't know about them, but generally, they're very peaceful people. Oman is actually the most peaceful country in the Middle East. They broke up peace between Iran and Saudi Arabia, which is almost unheard of. They do that. They're friends with all the enemies. All the enemies they keep in between, and they make themselves the go-to for peace.
Mediators,
yes.
So have you found any customs from the people, like maybe how they greet each other, maybe how they do weddings in Oman, maybe it's any general customs that you found really interesting when you got there?
I went to a wedding once about 5 years ago. And then the first year I came, it was the most different wedding. They have 3 days of weddings, right? And the first day, I think the women meet. I don't want you to quote me on this one, but I went to one of the days where I went to a room with about 500 men and the groom, okay? And they sit in lines. They use the ground. They don't use chairs. They sit on the ground in rows and columns. And there are about 500 men in the room with me. And eventually the groom came in and he went up to the front with the imam. The imam is like the priest. And the ceremony lasted 15 minutes where the imam prayed over the groom and said certain things to him. And after that, Xavier, we spent about an hour just kissing the groom. Every man lined up and kissed the groom. They went up, kiss, 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 kiss. Now, of course, when we Westerners sat there watching, we were like, okay, what are we to do? So we joined the line, we went up, and I reached up and I said, I'm going to shake this man hand. I'm not the kissing it. And I walked up to the groom and I'm like, and just like other 500 men, I end up kissing on both cheeks, You just follow the custom. And then we sat down on the grounds, and they brought massive trays of food, rice with goats, almost full goats on the trays, and they carry them to you. They sit, and we sat on the ground. I was in my tie. Was I in a jacket at the time? I don't remember wearing a jacket that day, but other people were in jackets, and then the Westerners. And we sat on the ground with the 500 men, and we use your fingers and you rip the meat, push it in your mouth, picked up the rice, pushed it in their mouth, and you're eating, And about 8 of us were around that big tray, all Westerners, and we all knocked it off and said, yes, finish. When we looked over our shoulder, 3 more trays came. Mister, you want more? You want more? We said, no. We'll take one more. We'll just take one more. So we took one more tray, and while they went out, and listen, the amount of goats that died that day, it is mind-boggling.
Wow.
Because the men all ate and ate and ate, and we all sat on the ground and ate and oh. Wow. And then we were done with that. We went back in the line and we kissed again. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. We spent the whole day kissing this groom to say congratulations, and his father too, because his father was standing beside him. His father worked at my school as in the administration. So it was fun though. It was different.
500.
And listen, no women are allowed in the area. No women were seen anywhere. The next day, apparently, he met up with his wife, and they had, they did what they had to do, Right. But listen, wow. It's just different.
Amazing customs. You touched on the next topic I was going to, which is food. What is the food like? And then if there's one thing you would recommend to try in Oman, what would that be?
I would recommend you try the show. Now, in show, it's a Middle Eastern thing where they have a hole in the ground where they put I almost said the wrong animal, like a goat or a cow into a drum, and they sink it into the sand and they cover the sand. And the meat is cooked by the heat around it. The meat is cooked by the heat around it. And when the meat comes out and you taste that meat, it just dissolves in your mouth. Literally dissolves in your mouth.
Wow.
It's just amazing, sure. But there are many other dishes. But here there's so many different mixtures because the Middle East. So you get a mixture from the especially Turkish. There's an Afghan restaurant I go to sometimes, Afghanistan. There is Saudi Arabian, there's Lebanese, there's Indian, Japanese, Filipino.
Oh, wow.
It's a mixture of food. Everybody
right.
comes here, and so the dishes are quite extensive here. Many type of dishes here.
And you touch on something I was going to go on, which is cost of living. What is the cost of living like? And the average meal, let's say, you can either give it to me in Jamaican or US dollars, preferably US. What would that average meal at a medium restaurant cost?
It varies greatly. It depends on where you go, because they're on the corners. You have a lot of little Pakistani or Bangladeshi shops. They just drive up and they come out to you and you order something, and they bring it out to you, maybe a cup of tea or shawarmas. Shawarma is a wrap, the beef wrapped in like a roti. Okay. You have shawarmas. You have so many different things, and they're so affordable. I can go to a Turkish restaurant and order half grilled chicken. Now listen to me, half grilled chicken, half of a chicken grilled. And with that, I get flatbread. And the flatbread is as big as a placemat in Jamaica. You get 2 of those sometimes. And you get about 4/4 of another, something like roti. Then you get a little sprinkle of vegetable, a little sprinkling of fries. You get maybe a fried tomato. And you get sauces, 3 different sauces. Hummus, different colors and different flavors and stuff like that. And all of that, half a grilled chicken with 3 or 4 flatbreads with hummus and all this cost about 1.8 reals. 1.8 real. 1 real is 400 Jamaican dollars. So we're looking at less than $800 for half grilled chicken with 3 slices of roti. Let's call it roti, flatbread, about the size of a placemat in Jamaica. Wow. I can't eat all those. Most of them I throw them away. because I can't eat all of that, you know. So it's
Nice,
amazing. It's a really
nice.
amazing over here,
So,
you
how
know.
do you get your Jamaican fix? Did you bring in did you bring jerk seasoning with you? Did you bring Jamaican curry with you, or you have to wait till you head back to Jamaica or back to maybe a place where Jamaicans are?
Unfortunately, I'm not one of those persons who, when I go to Jamaica, I bring back bun and banana chips and spices. You know, the last time I think I stopped in the airport, I said, "Oh my God, I need to buy some curry. I need to buy some spices. I need to buy some all-purpose seasoning." And I always, because I don't like packing from Jamaica, carrying stuff here.
Okay.
But um,
So you're
a friend
not
of
getting
mine,
your Jamaica fix then?
I have a few Jamaican friends here, you know.
Okay.
One of them just left, three of them just left and went to Kuwait this year. And one of them usually, you know, he has a lot, he gave me a lot of spices before he left. So I have tons of spices here in my Jamaican spices now, all purpose seasoning, you know. I even have the P one that I can't call that name here. But I have a lot of Jamaican seasonings here. Curry, better pack curry, of course, the curry that we have. I have that. They sell oxtail here. They sell a lot of oxtail here, but they don't. I don't think they understand, you know, how revered oxtail is in Jamaica. You know, but it's expensive. It's more expensive than other meats, just like everywhere else in the world.
Oh
I've
wow.
been to when I was living in North Carolina. Oxtail was more. It was a Jamaican restaurant that sold oxtail. It was more expensive than the fried chicken and the curry, just like in Jamaica. Um,
Okay.
so the oxtail is more expensive, and I did cook it here once. But there's another Jamaican friend. He's actually the vice principal at my school, a Jamaican,
Oh,
and he cooks a lot of Jamaican food. You know, he doesn't, you know, indulge as much in the local
right.
dishes. So he does his curry and he does his boiled bananas and boiled dumplings and stuff like that. And once in a while, he would invite me over, or he would take some to school and say, "Mikey, here's some oxtail."
Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
God!
Nice. So that's
Oh
how
my
you get your
God!
Jamaican fix.
Oxtail, man. That's oxtail.
So
I love for some ackee and saltfish though. You know, our friends are called Jamaica. Call from Jamaica every now and again. You know, I have Jamaican friends. And I was said, "Mikey, when you come to Jamaica, we're gonna have some of this. We're gonna have some of that." I said, "Okay, all right, fine, all right." You know, because a really long ackee and saltfish, oxtail, stew peas, some beef soup, some jerk chicken, jerk
pork.
the P1.
Okay, you can't say Trenton. You can't say.
Arnold Trenton, Mr. Arnold Trenton. You know.
So when people learn that you're Jamaican,
Mm.
what is the typical either questions or response?
You can see the look on their face like up to yesterday, a guy said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Jamaica." Jamaica? I said, "You know Jamaica, right?" He said, "Yes, yes, yes." A lot of them know Jamaicans. They know Bob Marley. More than anything else, they know Bob Marley. Bob Marley. They may know Usain Bolt, but a lot of them do know Usain Bolt. And reggae. Oh, they love reggae music. They love reggae. I've been driving on the road and a Bob Marley comes on or Shaggy comes on. You know the one about bamboo? Is it banana or bamboo? I said, these guys don't even know what they're singing. They don't even know what's happening. But Shaggy, Sean Paul, Bob Marley, and some other reggae dancehall music, but mostly reggae they play because there are a lot of Oman is on the radio. There are about several English stations that I listen to all the time, and some of the guys there, I'm sure they train in maybe England, so they're very familiar with reggae. So they play a lot of reggae music on the radio. Enough, you know, not a lot, but enough to me to say, "Whoa, hey, there goes Bob, there goes Shaggy." So when they see me and I say,
Right.
you know, I'm from Jamaica, and they look at me and I see the question and marks all over their face. So I say, my two grandfathers came from China. They came to Jamaica, they found some black women, and they said, "Whoa, I'm staying here." You know, then they had my mother and my father, which are half Chinese. Then my mother and my father came together, and they had me. That's why I look like a Filipino, you know, because they thought I was Filipino. Before the pandemic, I didn't have any hair on my face, you
Right.
know, so I was barefaced, and I looked more like a Filipino. Even Filipinos thought I was Filipino, you know. So I saw one in the store once, and she said, So I said to her, English, please. I'm not Filipino. She said, am I sorry? I'm sorry. You know, Filipinos are the most precious people on earth. They're so respectful. She said, sorry. I said, that's all right, man. That's all right. And everybody think I'm Filipino. But after the pandemic, during this 3 months of pandemic, we were totally locked down. I decided to grow my hair to see what hair on my face looked like. So I was looking like a caveman. By July, I was looking like a caveman, you know. So I decided to cut it and dye it a little bit.
Right.
So
well,
everybody's like
a different person.
So different. I look so different, you know. Even me, I spent just about a week looking at myself in the mirror and like, who is that?
The pandemic really has changed people a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So a question still on the food, back to the food item, fruits. Do you get like your mangoes, your any of that type of thing there? And do they grow a lot of items?
They import a lot of stuff. You see, India's next door. India is just a flight a couple of hours away from here. So between India and a couple of other countries in the Southeast Asia, they import tons of food. So when you go to the supermarkets, like Lulu's is a major store here, you see varieties of almost everything, you know. I didn't know you could eat banana shoot. You know, banana shoot, the purple part at the bottom.
Yes.
They sell that in the store. Like, what do they do with that? It's not just on YouTube that they actually cut it up and eat it like, you know, like yam or something. And artichokes and various varieties of American apples, or we call them American apples. Potatoes, mangoes. Mangoes are expensive though.
Oh wow.
They sell, I mean, expensive for, you know, what compared to the other fruits, they're expensive.
Right. I see.
But I mean, maybe not the East Indian and Julie mangoes that we are used to in Jamaica, you know. But,
oh man, the mango season is going on right now, and trust me, I've had my share of. Let me not, you know, make you feel bad, you know.
I see your pictures. I see your pictures and your experience, and I see you enjoy Jamaican delicacies.
Oh boy, yeah, I will tease you on this one. Let me ask you this question: biggest adjustment? What was the biggest adjustment you had to make moving to Oman?
Okay, we have school on Sundays. There's no school on Fridays. School runs from Sunday to Thursday. So I don't think I knew before I came here that school was on Sunday. So that was a little bit of a brain twister for me. So I go to school I would go to school in the morning, and then I would go to church in the afternoon. So I started going to church like 5:30 or 7 o'clock in the evenings, because they have a compound. They put all the Christian churches on one compound somewhere, 5 minutes drive from my house here.
Okay.
You know, they tend to do that. They put a lot of Christian churches on one compound.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So there are several churches, you know, on the compound. But
nice.
When you talk about, when I go to church, there's like 1,000 persons in that mass, and there are like about 4 masses for the weekend, and every mass is full of people. You know, so there are a lot of Christians here, because a lot of people from especially the Philippines and Goa, India, a lot of Christians. So even though, of course, there are mostly Muslims, there are a lot of Christians from expat Christians here.
So based on what you're saying there, it sounds like there's a strong expat community.
There is approximately 4.5 million people in Oman. About 2.3 to 2.4 million of them are expats. Oman, there are about 2 million Omanis.
Why are people flocking to Oman?
Everywhere. You go to Dubai, or you go to Kuwait, or you go to Qatar. There are more outsiders, there are more expats than, especially in Qatar and Dubai. If you go to Dubai, maybe about 20% to 30% of the population are Qatari, are Emiratis, or even Qataris. The rest of them are expats. There's no tax here, okay? There's no tax. It's haram. It is illegal to be taxed, to tax people's stuff. So you find that you can make some money here. So people will come to the Middle East to make money.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Um, the landscape. What's the landscape like? I mean, I know you're kind of in a city and you kind of described it. Is it mostly desert? Is it mostly green? What's it like?
Most of the desert. Most of the desert. I wish I could show you the mountain I'm looking at right now. There's not even one tree on the entire mountain.
Well,
You know,
you send the picture. We'll include it, folks.
um, I didn't even. I mean, after living here for years, I didn't realize that one day I posted a picture of where I was living in another building nearby, and the person said to me, "Where are the trees on the mountain?" And I really looked at the picture and I realized, oh, there are no trees on the mountain. It's just a bare rock. The entire mountain is pure bare rock. You know, there are pockets of greenery everywhere. They plant the palm trees and other bushes and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just dirt. You know, they
Right.
in Muscat though they do a lot of planting and they do a lot of um, they have constantly watering the plant. They're constantly watering the plants to make them green.
Right.
So you have your green areas here and there, but mostly it is just dirt.
So, if I was to visit Oman or somebody, a viewer watching, what would be that one thing you'd say you have to either do this, you have to either come at this time of the year to see this, or you must experience this if you come to Oman?
Um, Oman is big on outdoor sports, outdoor activities, I should say. So camping out in the desert. I actually camped on the seaside once, Jabal Sifa. I actually slept in a tent. I bought the tent, and we all had our own little tents, and we slept like about 30 feet from the sea itself. They have a lot of that, a lot of camping, going out into the desert and driving. Just driving or camping. I think that's a big thing. The sea, they have a lot of beautiful sea. Cause we're on the coast. The Muscat's on the coast, so there are beautiful seas here. Long sea. I actually went on the beach that was about as far as I could see, maybe about 2-3 miles. There was nobody on the sea, and it was a long, beautiful sea, and there was nobody there. You know.
Mm.
And then I saw a boat come up with fish, and they had hundreds and hundreds of fish. They're fishermen. So that's a good thing to do. They have sinkholes or wadis. There's a sinkhole that's about 200 feet deep. You can go down into it and you can swim if you want. But wadis are a big thing as well. But wadis are like rivers where the water gathers and some plants grow there. So people go there and have enjoyable. A Jamaican would find it that fascinating because, of course, we have lots of river areas we can.
Right.
But it's a big thing over here.
Okay.
The mosques are really beautiful. Somebody told me that he has been to about 50 mosques around the world. He goes to beautiful mosques. The one here says is one of the best ones. So you go there. I went there recently, and the current cost of that mosque is about $1 billion. It has the biggest chandelier in the world, and when it was built, it was at a cost of about 250 million US dollars. I don't remember, something like that.
Wow.
So it's really beautiful.
So,
and the grounds are.
So give me one of the things that says, Xavier, you have to do this. Would it be the sinkhole, or would it be go to the beach that has this, you can see from here to nowhere?
I would say you should. I would say the beach experience is really good. I'm not a beachy person, but I've been to a couple of beaches and they're really, really good. They're nice beaches, and I'd recommend a beach, to you that you should, you could go there.
Okay. Now, what do you love doing when you have, it's my Saturday or my day off or my Friday, and what do you enjoy doing as a Jamaican living in Oman?
That's a horrible thing to ask me because I was a party person. I'm not a person that go out quite a bit.
Michael, it don't have to be party. Maybe you say, I like to take a quiet walk here, or I love to go in the market. It can be as simple.
There's nothing that I do consistently. I mean, on the weekend, sometimes I just want to just chill by myself and just watch Netflix, watch Netflix and eat some food, just me time, But if friends call me up and say, let's go here or go there, I'm willing there. I have a Pakistani friend that sometimes he says, hey, let's go driving. And he will drive for 2.5 hours without even thinking. And I said, fine, let's go. And we just drive to a city very far away. Just drive. So I'll do that if I have good friends. And I keep telling people that for me, it's nothing about what I'm doing, but it's with whom I'm doing it. So if I have a good friend, I can relax and just chat. I'll do stuff.
Okay. All right.
I have a couple of Omani friends who might invite us over, and we might have birthday parties. Almost everybody's birthday, people celebrate them. We as especially we are all away, the expats. So we tend to have anybody's birthday. We tend to try to have a birthday party for them. So there's an Omani friend I have, our family, and we might go over there and have a birthday party. So and sometimes a lot of the thoughts and preconceived notions we had about these Omanis, about Muslims and Arabs, they're blown away sometimes when you get to know them. I can't tell everything, but so even dancing. I remember the first time I saw them dancing, I was like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing that. But they dance, they enjoy themselves, and they love Jamaica. Oh, there's a girl there, the daughter, anything Jamaican. I had to buy a Jamaican shirt. She liked Jamaican earrings. Oh, she hugged me tight, and she's not supposed to hug. She hugged me tight. Jamaican earrings, Jamaican stuff. They love Jamaican colors. They love,
Wow.
The sons told me, they said to me, they call me uncle. Said, uncle, if we are driving for 3 hours, we would rather put on reggae music for 3 hours and listen to it. I'm like, really? But they don't even know the Jamaican artists, but they love reggae music here.
Nice.
In general, they love reggae music.
That's amazing. Your students.
I'm going to add this. One day I went to Zanzibar. Now I know Jamaicans, some Jamaican might know where Zanzibar is. It's a part of Tanzania, which is the southeast coast of Africa. My first time in Africa. And I went to Tanzania, this island that's very popular. And after spending about 3 days in the capital, Stone Town, I traveled across the island to a beachside villa. Let's call it a villa. It was not a villa though. It's on the backyard with some places in it. And I spent 12 hours on the beach, on the lounge chair, about 12 hours. And for the 12 hours, Xavier, they played reggae music. For 12 hours, from 11 o'clock in the morning when I reached on there, and before, until when I left and decided to go to my bed at 11 o'clock. They're playing reggae music. Jamaican reggae music and Africans. They're Africans, because they sing a lot of reggae in Africa too. Reggae artists. And I said to myself, can you imagine, thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away from Jamaica, I'm listening to reggae music.
On the beach.
In a place where Jamaica don't even know this place exists. And they're listening to reggae music for the entire, I could hear Bob Marley, I could hear, you name it, Gregory, all of the famous artists from the past, were playing.
That's amazing. We don't see, a lot of times you don't see the reach. I remember doing in this series where a lady mentioned she had gone to almost the middle of the desert. And when she mentioned that she was Jamaican, it was these ladies that just started singing "No Woman No Cry."
They love that song. I don't know why they love that song so much. I don't even know what they're talking about. They love "No Woman No Cry." Of course, everybody one love, one heart. But they love reggae music,
Wow.
And they know so many of them.
Your students, what type of questions they ask about Jamaica? Or they just Google it.
Marijuana, can I say that on the air now? Marijuana, because a lot of people might know, unfortunately or fortunately, associate Jamaica with marijuana only, They don't ask a lot about reggae music per se or even Bob Marley. I don't even know what do they ask much about Jamaica. They might just ask me maybe about foods and stuff. I might start talking a little about Jamaica and start saying all the various things that Jamaica have. more than anything else.
Right.
Talking about the various type of food, and of course track and field. Um,
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I had a this is a curious question. But Oman is kind of right there in that
Middle
middle
East, Middle
place,
East.
right?
Yeah,
Well, let's just say it's the middle of the Middle East to an extent.
yeah, it is.
And do do you travel? Are there ferries that go to like Iran? And I know Yemen is right there also, but are there ferries that go right up to Iran, which is kind of a cross, I believe,
Processing. Yeah,
across from you all?
I've never heard about ferries that go anywhere. We have what's called dhows, DHOW. They're like boats from the old days, They're but they're really nice, beautiful, and people take them and they just go out in the bay and they come back in. I've never heard them going across the sea because Iran, of course, they don't just travel into Iran. And I think the part of Iran that's close to us is not a very well populated place anyway. So you don't. I've never heard about that. But we drive. We can drive to Dubai. We can drive to even Qatar. It's much further away. We can drive to Saudi. Um, we can drive to Yemen, of course,
Right.
because they're all
Okay.
next door to us.
Right. Right. So World Cup coming. I don't know. You get any tickets or?
Yeah, actually,
Oh,
yeah.
nice, nice.
Same friend of mine who got me here. He's
Right.
arranging with all the Jamaicans to meet up for Qatar. In
Nice.
Qatar, he lives in Qatar now, and
Okay.
so he bought tickets. So it's all. I'm on the books to get tickets. Put that way.
All right. All right. All
Expensive though.
right. So, Michael, I appreciate you spending so much time with us, giving us some insight on Oman. I'm winding down, and here is a scenario I typically kind of wind down with. You land in Jamaica, you get off the plane. What is that first thing you're doing? Whether it be jumping in some people it's the water, but you already said you're not a beach type of beach guy. There could be a food, there could be something. What's that first thing you're doing?
Stop at Juicy Beef. Stop at Juicy Beef, or get some coconut water because I'm heading to Spanish Town. So they have some guys who sell coconut water along the road. Wash off your heart a little bit.
All right. So
Yeah.
so folks, if you are going to Oman, we know what Michael is yearning for. Freeze the patties and you take the patties to him. All right. That's it. That's your passport to talking to Michael. If you don't bring patties, you can't talk to him.
Yeah.
Any
I think it'll get really so expensive in Jamaica now, and I'm quite aware of that. So I can't
right.
drive around as much as I want to. You have to conserve on gas.
So closing out, any words of advice to anyone who is thinking of either moving or visiting Oman?
Oman is one of the most peaceful, courteous, tolerant, comfortable place. The cost of living is quite affordable. I mean, everywhere, the cost of living is going up slightly, but it's very affordable. They don't pay tax here, so you can make some money. I would recommend to anyone, but bring your spouse because I don't have a spouse, and it's sometimes you really need to have a company. It's really, really sometimes a little bit. That's can get quite lonesome. I won't say lonely, but lonesome.
Okay. I didn't ask my dating question. Maybe I should have asked my dating question about if you have, I don't know if you date someone locally from Oman, or if you have, is there a dating app? Is there a
You would
custom
date,
dating?
you would date. I didn't date anybody from Oman because, of course, for obvious reasons.
All right.
I've been out with a couple of people,
Right. But it's
and
mainly expats.
karaoke, mostly expats.
Okay. All right. I won't dive into that. I'm gonna end. We won't get into to your business here. But
Okay, sir, thank you.
so here is how I typically end. How do
Yeah.
you say goodbye? And I want you to teach me. And I didn't even talk about the language, right? So,
Yeah.
how do you say goodbye? Because is there a local language? I guess I should ask.
Arabic, all of them
Okay.
speak Arabic. Yeah.
Okay. And there's no dialect to theirs, just straight up Arabic.
Everybody has a dialect,
Okay. So that's where we're going then. The dialect in Oman. How do you say goodbye?
I think most people say masalama. Masalama is most what most people say,
All right.
Masalama to say goodbye. Kefalik is how are you? And of course everybody knows salam alaikum,
Right.
alaikum salam,
Right.
or alhamdulillah, and there are various other words like shukran is thank you, afwan is you're welcome, so we say shukran. I say shukran more than I say thank you, as a matter of fact. Shukran rolls off the tongue to say thank you, and afwan is to say you're welcome. And then you have masalama is
All right.
all the best.
So, shukran, Michael. Masalam. Thank you.
Masalama, Xavier. All the best. Thanks. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Show us some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.